Coming up on this edition of Newswatch, find out what homecoming traditions Iowa State has been showcasing.
And stay tuned to find out more about who will be honored posthumously tomorrow at the Schwartz Awards ceremony.
In sports, I'll have details on DeAndre Kane's debut.
We had a beautiful, clear but chilly day here in Iowa, and colder temperatures are on the way. I'll give you all the details coming up. You're watching Newswatch 18.
This is Newswatch 18. Newswatch 18 starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Newswatch 18. I'm Han Wong.
And I'm Hannah Marsh. Thanks for joining us.
Homecoming week is finally upon us. Throughout the week, students have been displaying their school spirit by participating in tournaments, enjoying catered food on campus provided by Homecoming Central, as well as having the opportunity to decorate their own Cyclone Pride buttons to show off on their way to classes. Friday's events start off with a Homecoming Honors and Awards ceremony at 1:30 p.m. in the Benton Auditorium of the Sheeman Building. This will be followed by the annual Alumni Center opening house and pep rally at 7 p.m. The pep rally will feature coaches, athletes, Yell Like Hell finalists, and the crowning of the Cardinal Court. Saturday's festivities start off early with the Cyclone Central tailgate opening at 8 a.m., leading to the Cyclones' big game against Texas Christian University at 11 a.m.
Barbara Mack will be posthumously awarded the James W. Schwartz Award tomorrow evening. CNN reporter Christine Romans will be returning to Ames this Friday to honor the former journalism professor who passed away suddenly in August of 2012. The James W. Schwartz Award recognizes those who have committed themselves to distinguished service for journalism and communication. Several alumnus and former colleagues of Mack will be attending the event in order to pay respect as well as contribute memories. The award ceremony will take place in the Garden Room of Raymond Gardens tomorrow at 6 p.m.
The Greenlee School's biannual Futures Forum was tonight. Journalism, advertising, and PR majors packed into the Cardinal Room for internship and career advice from industry professionals. Another Futures Forum is scheduled for the spring.
It may sound like science fiction, but 3D teleconferencing is now a reality. Kyle Steingraber has more on the innovative work with 3D Skyping by ISU faculty.
When Nick Karpinski came to Iowa State, he wanted to study computer graphics. Now he's one of the masterminds behind the latest invention to come out of Howe Hall, 3D teleconferencing. Karpinski was inspired by a lot of know-how and a very common problem.
Just chatting with people online using Skype, I thought, I could fix this problem with, people not being able to make eye contact, and that's what really kind of got me inspired.
Even though some groundwork had already been laid, integrating it all wasn't easy.
This final one that you see here, from start to finish, was just shy of 8 months. We already had an idea of how the 3D scanning worked, we had an idea of the 3D compression, but to actually build and integrate everything was challenging.
3D teleconferencing isn't just about making 3D images of Zeus's head. Dr. Song Jong advised Karpinski throughout the project. He says that in a few years, 3D teleconferencing could be an invaluable medical tool.
So you probably heard about that, doctor can be in New York and then you can, patient can be in Iowa. And you can stream this kind of 3D video to the doctor, then they can provide help and can do diagnosis, and you don't have to fly.
Before that can happen, Jong and his students have some work to do.
They need a lot of innovations, and we have some idea right now, and my other students are experimenting with that, and hopefully we get that idea work.
Even though it's not ready for commercial use yet, it won't be long. For ISU TV, I'm Kyle Steingraber.
With the city election finally over, the city of Ames saw a recent increase in the number of student voters. From the approximate 13 voters at the Union Community Drive Center, 10 of those students were students. Of the 240 voters at the Collegiate Presbyterian Church, about 10 were also student voters. As that number might not be specifically high, it was an increase in last year's. Winners of the city council elections were Mayor Ann Campbell, 1st Ward Representative, Gloria Betcher, 2nd Ward Representative, Tim Garton, 3rd Ward Representative, Peter Orizum, 4th Ward Representative, Chris Nelson, and at-large Representative Amber Corrier.
Part of the homecoming festivities this week include the traditional Yell Like Hell skits performed by the Greek community. Jared Calvert and Chrissy Amaya have more.
The 2013 Yell Like Hell event was a little colder this year, as a later homecoming week brought later temperatures. The teams competing in the second cut performed in 30-degree weather, wearing minimal clothing and painted from head to toe for the traditional Greek skits promoting school spirit. Coordinators of the event were pleasantly surprised as they prepared for lower temps and even snow. The weather didn't stop judges from coming to the event and certainly didn't diminish the performers' ability to yell like hell.
1923, your trust can be found. That's when everything turned around. A new color to the mix, cause this nation to grow. Respecting the fallen, it just doesn't show.
3 teams from the second cut will advance on to the finals, taking place at the Student Alumni Center parking lot at 7 p.m. on Friday, November 8th. Students who brought their homecoming button can get a free meal at the event. Reporting from Central Campus, I'm Jared Calvert along with Chrissy Amaya, ISU TV.
For our female viewers, have you ever aspired to be a model but never actually had the opportunity to strut your stuff? The Fashion Show 2014 is giving you the chance to try out for one of the nation's largest student-produced fashion shows. Final tryouts are held tonight at 2069 LeBaron Hall until 9 p.m. Upon arriving, make sure to wear fitted clothes, a pair of high heels, minimal makeup, a nice sleek ponytail, and plenty of confidence. All females of every height and size are invited, and those who will make the cut will receive 1 classroom credit for participating in this experience. Models will finally get to show off their hard work at the Fashion Show 2014 on April 5th at 7 p.m.
Katie Johnson has been selected to be one of the 20 National Collegiate Agriculture Ambassadors and is the first ambassador to be chosen from the state of Iowa and Iowa State University. Johnson, currently in her second year at ISU, majoring in agriculture and life science education, applied to be an ambassador in May when she received an email from the College of Agriculture. The biggest goal for an agricultural ambassador is to inform and educate their audiences on the various aspects of agriculture.
So Tim, what can we expect to see for homecoming game this weekend?
Well, Han, it's a winnable game for the Cyclones. That and more next. You're watching Newswatch 18. Welcome back to Newswatch 18. I'm Tim Goldrick with your Cyclone Sports Update. Men's basketball returned to the Hilton Coliseum last Sunday in an exhibition game against Augustana of South Dakota. The first half was not ideal. The Cyclones looked flat and did not record their first assist until under 4 minutes in the first half. Yet ISU regrouped at halftime and started out the second half on a 14-3 run. That momentum was carried all the way to a 90-68 win. The most exciting part of the game was a chance for hometown fans to get a look at hyped-up transfer student DeAndre Kane. He did not disappoint. Kane aggressively attacked the rim all night and finished with 19 points and 10 rebounds. Kane and the Cyclones look to build upon their fantastic second half when they take on UNC Wilmington in the regular season opener. In a defensive performance Tom Thibodeau would be proud of, ISU women's basketball dominated Carthage last night. ISU forced 20 turnovers and converted them into 22 points. The bulk of these turnovers were forced during the team's 25-2 run in the first half, which were the key moments of the win. Hallie Christofferson led the team with 17 points, and Maddie Byer added 10 points and 8 rebounds. ISU finished their exhibition season 2-0 and won both decidedly. North Dakota visits Ames for the start of the Cyclones' regular season. Big 12 play starts January 2nd. Alumni will be pouring in this weekend as homecoming is upon us. The 1-7 Cyclones will take on TCU this weekend, hoping to stop the bleeding of 3 consecutive blowout losses. This year may be hard to say, but it is never too early to look to the future. Paul Rhodes has an extremely talented recruiting class coming in. Be ready to hear the names Alan Lazard and Tommy Mister a lot over the next 4 years. Lazard is a 6'5" receiver from Urbandale, Iowa, who scored 11 touchdowns last year as a junior, and ideally will help bolster ISU's offense in a pass-heavy Big 12. Tommy Mister is recruited as an athlete because of his versatility. Mr. plays for St. Rita in Chicago and has been ripping historically good defenses all year. In St. Rita's upset over the top-ranked team in Illinois, Mr. ran for 222 yards and 4 touchdowns. So while the future in football is always uncertain, Iowa State fans should be eagerly awaiting it. Colleen, how is homecoming weekend looking in weather?
Well, we'll have some clear and sunny skies for this homecoming weekend, and it'll begin to stay this way into next week. I'll have all the details next in your full forecast. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Newswatch 18. I'm Colleen Mehlberg with a look at your forecast. Currently here in Ames tonight, we're under clear skies and a chilly temperature of only 31 degrees. Winds are out of the west at 9 miles per hour. And this temperature is continuing across much of the state, with the northern portion of the state around 33 in Mason City, 31 here in Ames, a little bit warmer in Des Moines at 38, and Council Bluffs is sitting at also a chilly 36 degrees. Winds currently are mainly out of the west, around anywhere from 3 to 9 miles per hour, and these winds are helping to keep those chilly temperatures that will persist overnight and warm us up just a little bit into tomorrow as well. We'll take a look at clouds and radar. Clear skies dominate the forecast for us today as that low pressure system moved well off to our west, or east I should say, later on or earlier this week, and these clear skies will continue overnight tonight. However, as we move into the early morning hours, these clouds will begin to move back in, bringing some cloudy skies for us tomorrow, keeping those temperatures a little bit warmer than we would expect on a clear day, since the clouds act kind of like a blanket for the atmosphere. And as we move into Friday night, those clouds begin to move just a little bit back in with a little bit of clearing, and into Saturday, those clouds will diminish completely, leaving beautiful clear skies. So if you're heading out to that football game, you can expect beautiful, nice weather. So you can definitely see everything that's out there. And as we take a look at overnight lows for the state, it'll be a little bit chilly. 32 in Des Moines, 32 in Council Bluffs, and the northern portion of the state will be below freezing, anywhere from the 25 up towards Fort Dodge and 24 in Mason City. So we could see a frost as you wake up in the morning. So definitely be wary, as you may have to scrape off a little bit on your cars. We'll be warming up to the low to mid 50s in the morning tomorrow. 57 here in Des Moines. A little bit warmer in Council Bluffs at 60 degrees. So it'll be another pleasant day here in Iowa tomorrow, but that will not persist as the week goes on. Overnight tonight in Ames, we'll see a low of 26 degrees. Winds will be out of the west-northwest at 5 to 7 miles per hour, and those become calm after midnight, but it'll be very, very chilly tonight. We'll be warming back up to the mid-50s, 54, and mainly partly cloudy skies, but it'll be very windy tomorrow, with winds out of the south-southeast gusting up to 30 miles per hour. So if you have a hat, you definitely want to hold on to that as you're walking around. And this weekend is Iowa State homecoming game against TCU. Kickoff is at Iowa State Jack Trice Stadium at 11 o'clock in the morning. We're looking at a temperature about 49 degrees and clear and sunny skies. So it'll be a little bit chilly, but it'll warm up into those 50s as the game moves on. Another perfect day for football. And that will continue over the weekend, as 55 for a high on Saturday and 49 for Sunday. This weekend will be the warmest of the week ahead. As you can see, into Monday and Tuesday, it begins to drop off, and Tuesday only a high of 33 degrees and a low of 18. So definitely getting back into those very chilly temperatures and very cold nights that will stay below freezing for a while. And that's all I have for the weather, and back to the desk.
A former ISU professor is coming out of retirement for a second time and is at it again to start teaching. Howard Shapiro, a former mechanical engineering lecturer, has decided to spread his knowledge on engineering once again, as it has always been such a fulfilling job. Having a master's degree and a PhD in mechanical engineering from Ohio State, he came straight to Iowa State post-graduation in 1975. Aside from teaching for over 30 years, Shapiro has also co-authored a textbook and is currently co-authoring 2 others.
And that wraps up this edition of Newswatch 18. Be sure to tune in Tuesday for more weather, news, and sports.
Happy homecoming, Ames!